You're not saving money. You're subsidizing faster wear. Today, we break down 6 tire lines and show how a $25 to $50 higher upfront price can beat low-cost picks by thousands over the life of your car. We'll compare real-world longevity ranges, roughly 45,000 miles versus up to about 95,000 on long-wearing designs, plus ride comfort, wet/dry grip, and noise. Then we'll reveal the 2 brands that consistently deliver lower cost per mile, and why 3 popular budget names keep draining wallets with early replacements. Number 1, Westlake Tires. Westlake's price tag hooks you right away. About $80 under a mid-tier set. The receipt feels like a win. Then you hit 25,000 to 30,000 miles, and tread depth drops faster than you planned. Early on, grip feels fine for daily driving. But by the midpoint, the cabin picks up a low hum that grows with speed. That's the trade hidden in cheaper compounds and simpler tread layouts. Less silica, less complex belt packages, and fewer features to preserve wet braking as miles stack up. Let's unpack why. Lower cost blends run hotter on long highway stretches, which accelerates wear. Reduced silica content can mean weaker wet traction retention. Belt stiffness and tread block shape affect how evenly the contact patch loads. If you miss a rotation interval, those edges scallop sooner. And UTQG, Consumer Reports warns it's not a mileage promise, just a comparative number within a brand, which makes planning off it risky. Do the math. A budget set that taps out around 45,000 miles costs more per mile than a premium design that can approach 90,000. Add late-life wet-stopping distances stretching, and that $80 save fades fast. If short-life torpedoes value, what happens when grip consistency also wobbles? Number 2, Chaoyang Tires. Hot interstates turn small compromises into big problems. On a summer road trip, Chaoyang's budget compounds face long heat soaks, repeated heat cycles, and rough concrete. As temperatures climb, lower silica blends harden, then wear faster, especially when you cruise at steady speeds. That's when tread loses flexibility, wet grip fades, and the casing runs hotter than you'd expect for an all-season. Owners report short tread life and easy punctures. Are these one-offs? Non-CR lists flag Chaoyang as a brand to avoid for uneven, rapid wear and a soft composition that's not durable, with numerous reports of bursting at extreme heat. Softer sidewalls can squirm under load, and along with marginal alignment, that movement scuffs the shoulders, carving down outer ribs far earlier than planned. Under the same driving, a Chaoyang set replaced around 40,000 to 50,000 miles can double lifetime tire spend, versus the approximately 90,000-mile premium set, while wet stopping distances grow near end of life. If heat is one enemy, structural consistency is the next test. Number 3, GoodRide Tires. You do everything right. Fresh alignment, rotations on schedule, tire pressures set cold, and GoodRide still lays down choppy inner ribs and feathered outer edges. That's the first hint you're paying an alignment tax you didn't budget for. Is your car the problem, or is the tire? With GoodRide, construction tolerances and tread design often sit at the center. When belt stiffness varies across the carcass, the contact patch doesn't load evenly. Pair that with blocky tread elements lacking reinforcing tie bars, and those blocks flex, scrub, and start cupping. Softer, less resilient compounds make the blocks rebound inconsistently. So by 20,000 to 30,000 miles, you can hear a helicopter-like hum and feel a faint shimmy that sends you back for balancing. Multiple industry lists place GoodRide in lower satisfaction tiers, and Consumer Reports warns UTQG numbers aren't a universal yardstick. Even a big treadwear rating on the sidewall won't promise miles. Budget warranties usually mirror that reality, shorter coverage and limited satisfaction policies, while premium makers offer longer guarantees and trial periods. Now run the math. 1 extra alignment, 2 balances, and an early replacement can erase the upfront savings in under 3 years. So who's actually delivering miles and stability without the hidden taxes? Let's reveal the winners. 2 tire brands that actually last. So what actually separates a tire that glides past 80,000 to 95,000 miles from one that taps out around 45,000? It starts in the rubber and the skeleton beneath it. Long-life picks lean on silica-rich compounds blended with carbon black, so the tread resists abrasion while keeping flexibility for grip. Add advanced siping that bites in rain without tearing itself up, plus reinforced belt packages that hold the footprint steady at highway heat. And you get slow, even wear instead of edges that round off early. You might expect these to ride harsh or lose braking as they age. That trade-off isn't built in. Optimized contact patches spread load across blocks, cutting rolling resistance and keeping noise down as the tread thins. Consumer Reports projects top all-season models, including the Michelin Cross Climate 2, up to roughly 95,000 miles, backed by strong satisfaction scores that track with longevity and ride quality. Follow best practices. Rotate every 5,000 to 10,000 miles and align when wear hints at drift. And you unlock the full span. Here's the payoff. Spend $40 to $200 more upfront and save $300 to $600 over the car's life through fewer replacements and steadier braking. First up, the benchmark many owners use for true long-term value. Number 4, Michelin. Why do so many drivers swear the higher price on Michelin pays for itself by the second rotation? Because the tread still looks healthy, the car stays quiet, and braking feels the same on mile 25,000 as it did on mile 5,000. That's not hype. It's design aimed at stretching usable life without letting grip fade early. The Cross Climate 2 and Defender lines show how it's done. Silica and carbon black blends fight abrasion while keeping flexibility for wet roads. Michelin's Infinicoil and high-strength steel cables stabilize the casing, so the footprint stays consistent at speed. Dynamic response technology helps spread cornering forces, which limits edge scrub and keeps wear even. Consumer Reports projects long-wearing designs up to about 95,000 miles, and the brand backs that with a 60-day satisfaction guarantee, 3-year roadside assistance, and a 6-year materials and workmanship warranty. Owners also rate Defender models highly for comfort and quiet, which tend to hold steady as tread thins. The payoff is simple. Fewer shop visits and a lower cost per mile, with many sets reaching roughly 80,000 to 95,000 miles, while keeping wet and dry performance consistent. One other brand keeps pace, especially when the forecast turns gray. Number 5, Continental. The rain test is where Continental quietly separates itself. Many tires feel sharp when new, but a long, wet commute at 40,000 miles exposes who still stops short and stays quiet. That's the point here. Does tread that's halfway worn still deliver the same confidence you had on day one? Continental leans on advanced silica-rich compounds and groove design tuned for water evacuation to hold wet grip as miles add up. Independent tests show their tires can stop up to 8.1 meters shorter than budget options on wet roads at 50 miles per hour, which is a real margin when traffic stacks up. Red Chili focuses on immediate grip and steering response, while Yellow Chili aims to extend tread life by about 10% without dulling traction. Strong all-season picks sit beside EV-friendly lines like Eco Contact 6 that trim rolling resistance to help range while keeping expected braking. Premium Contact 7 adds comfort with confident wet braking. Satisfaction scores are solid. Warranties cover materials and workmanship with mileage coverage on select touring models. And OEM approvals from premium brands back the build quality. Follow rotations and pressures, and drivers report stable wet traction deep into the tread's life.